Canelo was 100% confident in himself. I don't know why he wouldn't fight me, especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him. So he never got off.
You think
steroids.
he's on steroids?
Of course.
Sure.
How does five?
You saw De La Hoya call him out.
How do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids?
Right.
You know what I mean? All those fucking dudes in that camp.
I mean, y'all should have heard David Benavidez talking greasy about Canelo and saying Canelo's on that ooh-wee, on that ish. And I kind of want to just talk about it, not per se him talking about Canelo. I'll speak on that for a second. But how these guys believe kissing another fighter's ass is going to get them to fight, right? And playing the politics game and protecting their ego and all that type of stuff. So, but yeah, basically came out and said, he had all fighters over there popped out. Of course, he's on that shit. Blase this, blase that. Now, he wouldn't have said that when he thought the fight was obtainable, when he thought the fight could have really did big numbers for him in his career. He was just like, okay, let me kiss Canelo's ass. You got to understand, Eric Gomez came out and said they wasn't doing no more fights like the Mayweather fight, but you remember Lara, came up to him and snatched the microphone from him at his press conference. And, for the most part, he felt like Lara disrespected him. So he went against Golden Boy Wishes and fought Lara because it was a respect thing. So that's why they started kind of building a barricade around, the podiums. They started building a barricade around the podiums that he was on when he did these final press conferences and stuff. This is why they started doing that. Is because when Lara took that microphone from him and disrespected him, as a man, Canelo still a man at the end of the day. As a man, he had to go get that respect. And I definitely understood it, right? I think we all understood it. So, nonetheless, that just shows you if you kiss Canelo's ass, it don't mean you're going to get a fight. But if you disrespect him, you can get a fight. You know what I'm saying? You can get a fight. And he disrespected him, I think, after the Angulo win. And he was like, yo, why don't you fight me, pussy? And all this. He didn't say that, but, for the most part. So he felt like, as a man, I got to fight this guy. He fought Crawford off the strength of he didn't want to deliver the Benavidez fight. This was the next most lucrative fight. At least, I could beat a welterweight up. And it didn't happen. So, it's just to the point where, yeah, you kissing the fighter's ass, man, talk shit. These, fighters still got egos. That's what you got to remember. These fighters still got egos. They still human. They still a man. Think about what, Clubber Lang did to Rocky. You still a man at the end of the day. Your family start asking about it. Your kids start asking about it. You going to the grocery store, people start asking about it. The media start asking about it. You got to be a coward not to respond, especially to a formidable foe. Not to see if the guy ain't formidable, he don't bring nothing to the table. He 20th in the world or some shit like that, right? But when we talking about somebody formidable who held titles or who right up there as a contender or in a fight that people like, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Well, I really want to see that. So what Benavidez found out is kissing that ass ain't going to get you that fight. So why allow him to disrespect you and disrespect the sport, and you show respect, you show meek, you show grace, you show empathy? No, I don't show no empathy for him, dog. Fuck that dude. That's what I would say. Fuck him. He's a coward. He's trash. This is the face. This is who y'all want to represent Mexican boxing. Look at all the guys that popped out. See, that's something that the media ain't said. Now, apparently, there was rumors that, media members was paid off not to speak on it. I can believe it. But Benavidez is fed up. He know this guy ain't gonna never fight him. So now it's throw caution to the wind. Now it's let's get aggressive with him. Now let's down talk him. Now let's destroy his legacy and show how much of a pussy he really is. And that's what he should have been doing from the front. Fuck all this respectful shit. This hugging at the press conference. You lost before you even fought. You know what I'm saying? Get back to the days of, hey, guess what? If you gonna, drag this out, you ain't gonna fight me. I'm gonna let people know what it really is. He's a coward. He's a drug cheat. And that should have been the strategy the whole time. Ain't none of this, oh, I be respectful. Fuck that respectful shit, man. You disrespecting the sport by not fighting the best. You disrespecting the sport by fighting the Berlangas and the Munguias, but don't really want to fight the real cat pillars, the David Benavidez, the Beavers rematches and stuff of that nature. You picking and choosing what you want to do. Like, nah. You already got the refs. You already got Vada on your side. Ain't no telling how many motherfucking drug tests they swept under the rug for Canelo. I'm telling you, ain't no telling how many drug tests they swept under the rug for him. So Benavidez is finding out what I said from the beginning, man. This is boxing. This is boxing. Yeah, we got reward words, and after the fight, we can go crack a brew. As long as it don't get too personal, we can crack a brew and we can throw caution to the wind, and we got respect for each other. So, but yeah, all that respectful shit and kumbaya, kiss his ass shit, man, fuck all that. He was never gonna fight you. And everybody knew it. And people say, oh, he could beat Benavidez, and it's cool. Everybody else think it's a winnable fight, but he don't believe it's a winnable fight. He don't believe he can win. And that's why I say kissing these fighters that, man, be disrespectful. Because they being disrespectful for not wanting to fight a former opponent, not wanting to get the fans they want to see. Now, if it's a fight the fans don't want to see, so be it. So be it. But we the ones that's really suffering. We really suffering in this shit. And that's the sad thing about it. We just want to see the best fight the best. And he thought being nice and being graceful and kissing his ass was gonna get that fight, and it didn't. And I could have told you that. You have to pull up on him and disrespect him. At the end of the day, yeah, it's time to move on. Honestly, it is time to move on for David Benavidez. And that's the unfortunate thing about it, is that he deserved that fight. He should have got that fight. But a lot of Mexicans was going around saying that, oh man, I don't want to see him do Canelo like that. You know why? Because they don't really accept David as a Mexican because he's a mulatto. Same with Roberto Duran. They don't respect him. They don't respect him. Accept him as a real fighter. But like I'm saying, y'all think the love and caring, niggas don't understand that, bro. These guys don't understand that. They take kindness for weakness. This is a barbaric, a savage sport. How you gonna come into a barbaric sport with kindness and meekness and grace? Like, no, they understand brute force. They understand disrespect. That's what they understand. You got to kick in the door, waving the fofo. And that's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. All this, he's a great fighter, I just want to share the ring with great. Nah. They don't understand that. They understand ignosity, brute strength, disrespect. That's what they understand. And it could have been a big fight for the culture. But he did not think he can win. And I'm talking about Canelo. He didn't think he could win. And he probably figured David Benavidez will pack him up. He would get stopped bad. But this is what happens when the media don't do their job and protect the sport of boxing. It shouldn't be about color, creed, religion, fighting style. It should be about protecting the sport of boxing producing the best fights. And that's what happened. That's what y'all created. Y'all created a sport where the best don't fight the best, and a lot of these TV companies divested. They're vested out of boxing. And that's exactly what happened. They're not interested because y'all didn't want to push for the best fighting the best. Therefore, it was no push. They didn't give it to you. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop video. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Hit the link tree, join the Patreon, and let me know what y'all think about what David Benavidez said. Appreciate y'all. One time for the one time. Good fella TV. Peace.